either his lack of memory or his curt tone. Her lips shifted to a practiced smile as she tapped her fan against his arm. "You promised me the evening's first dance, Mr. Channing." Patrick knocked the mud off his boots as he tried to remember. Had he truly done something so ridiculous? He recalled a moment this morning when she had flirted with him over the breakfast buffet. Between the call of coddled eggs and the bleary hour, he had been vulnerable. As if to confirm his idiocy, she canted her head toward the open door of the ballroom, from which leaked the opening strains of a waltz. "You've arrived just in time." Surely she wasn't serious. God knew he wasn't dressed for dancing. There was dirt beneath his nails, for heaven's sake. He smelled of things best washed away, of horse and sweat and liniment. "I've just come from the stables and am likely to be poor company tonight. I imagine one of the other gentlemen might wish to claim this dance. My brother, perhaps?" Yes, that was a better idea all around. If his memory served, Miss Baxter had flirted with his brother, Eric, this morning too. He recalled now tamping down the sharp flare of jealousy, although not over the girl's interest in his brother, which was as predictable as the turn of a second hand on a watch. No, his discomfort had come from watching the attention Eric had commanded simply for being the next Earl of Haversham. It still chafed that his brother had returned home from London's gaming hells, with empty pockets, no less, to their father's proud smile, while Patrick floundered about the stables, looking for his place in life. It had been almost 6 months since he'd returned from Italy. 4 years of study at the veterinary college in Turin had prepared him for a profession, it seemed, but not for life as a second son. His father had tolerated his trip abroad, but Patrick had returned to England to discover his time away explained as youthful wanderlust. Never mind the fact he was almost 30 bleeding years old. He was relegated to his father's stables, and his new skills had been distilled down to a single gentlemanly allowance: improve the quality of horseflesh that resided there. No one knew of the nature of his studies, and worse, no one would be permitted to know. Not that any of this concerned the girl standing in front of him. It was not her fault. She personified everything his father and society expected of him, and nothing of what he wanted for his future. Miss Baxter pursed bow-shaped lips that threatened to lay waste to his imagination if he gave them half a chance. "I do not wish to dance with your brother at the moment, Mr. Channing. You've promised me this dance, and a gentleman does not renege on a promise." "What makes you think?" he asked, knowing that it was both an ill-considered question and something approximating the truth. "That I am a gentleman." Far from being offended, she threw back her head and laughed. "What makes you think," she said, her words an infectious slide of syllables in amusement, "that I wish to dance with one?" Her words and her laughter caught his attention far more effectively than the tap of her fan had. He regarded her a long moment, his gaze coming to rest on cheeks that were pink with amusement, or something more interesting. Julianne. Her name came to him in an inspired flash. He'd expected a giggle out of her, though she was clearly out of the schoolroom. Perhaps a titter. Not that soul-inspiring laugh that seemed to build in her throat like a sweet, seductive mist. She was bold, this girl was, and propositioning him, not Eric. Perhaps a third look was in order. Knowing it was foolish, but suddenly less inclined to care, Patrick allowed her to tug him toward the open French doors that led to the